It's like the second I come back from vacation, they won't give me a break. But essentially, the president-elect signed an executive order saying that he wants the United States to withdraw out of the World Health Organization. Now, this isn't the first time that the president has signed an executive order like this. He actually signed one in 2020 criticizing the World Health Organization's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the former President Biden did reinstate the United States in the World Health Organization. But if the U.S. were to pull out of the World Health Organization, it would eliminate 1/5 or 20% of their budget. Now, the president-elect's criticism, as stated by the executive order of the World Health Organization, is that it mishandled the COVID-19 pandemic, and it had an inability to demonstrate independence from the appropriate political influence of member states. As stated by Trump in his first term, it's that the agency became too China-centric in its tackling of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is interesting because if the United States were to pull 1/5 of its budget from the World Health Organization, it's unclear to me, as someone who studies public health as my role as a health economist, of how you would be increasing the U.S.'s influence. I mean, we see this in the electric automobile market, right? There are countries where the U.S. has had a gaping hole in not providing electric vehicles, and who has come in to fill those spots? It is China. So who is to say that China wouldn't do that? And a lot of public health experts agree. And again, this withdrawal, which correlates with 20% of the World Health Organization's funding, would have a huge impact on their ability to potentially fight against another pandemic or to respond to other public health emergencies like Ebola, like Mpox, like the avian flu, like we've seen potentially in the US. And what's more is that the World Health Organization is instrumental in fighting against infectious disease around the world, like malaria, tuberculosis, HIV, and AIDS, which has had a positive impact on public health here in the United States. And so what's confusing to me as someone who is adjacent in this discussion of public health, being a health economist, is how exactly are we increasing the U.S.'s influence in fighting infectious disease and as an expert in scientific fields if we are deciding to pull away all of our funding from the global effort to do so. I mean, unless the whole goal for this administration is to ultimately pull most of the U.S.'s influence in this specific scientific area. But that's something that they can tell me. Anyways, go Birds. I'll see you all later. I'm gonna go take a nap now. I'm so tired.